Moves the girl to a second tower. And this time there's a much larger pile of straw. Okay, and it's the same challenge. You spin that straw into gold, marry the prince. If not, you're kicked out of the kingdom. And yet again, just by morning, the girl, she waits, and again, there's nothing. She can't do it. But right then, that imp appears again. And this time he asks for her ring. And so she gives him her ring. He sits down, he spins that much larger pile of straw into gold, and boom, disappears right at dawn, right before the king walks in, and he sees this larger pile of gold, and he's almost convinced. But for a final time, the king moves that girl to a third tower where there is a huge pile of straw. And he locks the door again. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But this time, the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry to give him. What can she do? Well, the imp, he smiles and he tells her that if she will give him her firstborn child, then he will spin the straw into gold. Well, Emma, she has no option but to say yes. So the imp, he sits at the spinning wheel and he spins that huge pile of straw into golden thread. And he disappears right before dawn, and the king walks in and he opens the door, and the king is amazed. He says, I thought you were lying, but you are for real. And the very next day, the girl is married to the prince. And on her wedding day, she smiles wider than she's ever smiled before. And her hair shines like gold itself. And a year later, Princess Emma gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. And later that week, she's putting that little baby into a cot when suddenly that little man appears again, that imp, and he says, I have come for what is mine, the baby. And the princess, she begs and begs and please, no, don't take my baby. I'll give you anything. She offers him all the riches in the kingdom. She offers him everything, but he refuses. So she gets on her knees and she pleads, please, please, I'll give you anything. And she says, okay, if you can guess my name, I will not take your baby. But if you cannot, the baby is mine. I will give you 3 guesses. And then he disappears. And the princess, she's terrified. So, and he sees the small pile of gold, and he's amazed. But he's a little suspicious. So he moves the girl to a second tower. And this time, there's a much larger pile of straw. Okay, and it's the same challenge. You spin that straw into gold, marry the prince. If not, you're kicked out of the kingdom. And yet again, just by morning, the girl, she waits, and again, there's nothing. She can't do it. But right then, that imp appears again. And this time, he asks for her ring. And so she gives him her ring. He sits down. He spins that much larger pile of straw into gold. And boom, disappears right at dawn, right before the king walks in. And he sees this larger pile of gold, and he's almost convinced. But for a final time, the king moves that girl to a third tower where there is a huge pile of straw. And he locks the door again. And yet again, just before dawn, that imp appears. But this time, the girl, she doesn't have any jewelry to give him. What can she do? Well, the imp, he smiles and he tells her that if she will give him her firstborn child, then he will spin the straw into gold. Well, Emma, she has no option but to say yes. So the imp, he sits at the spinning wheel and he spins that huge pile of straw into golden thread. And he disappears right before dawn, and the king walks in and he opens the door, and the king is amazed. He says, I thought you were lying, but you are for real. And the very next day, the girl is married to the prince. And on her wedding day, she smiles wider than she's ever smiled before. And her hair shines like gold itself. And a year later, Princess Emma gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. And later that week, she's putting that little baby into a cot when suddenly that little man appears again, that imp, and he says, I have come for what is mine, the baby. And the princess, she begs and begs and please, no, don't take my baby. I'll give you anything. She offers him all the riches in the kingdom. She offers him everything, but he refuses. So she gets on her knees and she pleads, please, please, I'll give you anything. And she says, okay, if you can guess my name, I will not take your baby. But if you cannot, The baby is mine. I will give you 3 guesses. And then he disappears. And the princess, she's terrified. So she calls in all of her staff and all the spies and the soldiers or anyone who has a horse to go and scour the kingdom to figure out this little imp's name. And the next day, the first spy returns and he tells her, oh, okay, sure. Okay, Daniel. So the imp appears and he asks if she has a guess, and she says, Daniel? But the imp laughs. Wrong! 2 more guesses. And he disappears. And the very next day, another spy returns. But this time he says that he's heard villagers talking about a strange man who lives in the mountains. Now, No, honey. That would end the story too soon. A little too soon. Ah, okay, all right. Well, okay, in that case, the spy returns and says Rumpelstiltskin is this strange man's name, and the princess waits in her room, and at midnight the imp arrives, and he says, now your second guess, and he cackles, and he's gonna rub it in his hands, and the princess smiles and looks him in the eye, and she says, Rumpelstiltskin. And the imp is amazed. I mean, he's so surprised that he faints, like, right in front of her, and Emma has him arrested and thrown in the deepest, darkest dungeon, and she lives happily ever after, and the end. Okay. Good night. I love you. Hey.
You look like Daniel did in the 70s. I do worry, David. While you're off growing your hair and saving the world, your wife here is raising her daughter all on her own and holding down a job. It's a lot to ask, David. You don't know Emma like I do. She's not as tough as she thinks she is. You are such a good husband. You need to be here. Your daughter needs to feel like a part of a family.
Okay, Mama, could you go check on Alba in the bathroom, please?
Sure. Bye, David.
God. No, you're not. And she's right. That's what's so infuriating. I got this. It's fine. You go catch some bad guys.
That's too many questions, David. Most guys, they pop on, pop off. Okay, 50. Okay. I was a ballet teacher. When I was a girl, I was a part of the Paris Opera Ballet. I was Sugar Plum in Nutcracker, and Lilac Fairy in Sleeping Beauty. I was a good dancer, not good enough. I knew it would not be my vocation, so I tried to become a teacher. Tip me again, and I tell you about the time the Bolshoi Ballet visit, and I finger banged the prima ballerina playing Giselle just to get inside her head, like you are trying to get in mine. Oh, wait.
Okay, Max. You're gonna delete these files.
See. Mine's bigger than yours. Ohio's a stand your ground state. Always wanted to do this.
What are you gonna do?
Fuck! You bitch, you shot me! Crazy!
I sent those videos yesterday. It'll take about a week before they can verify who you are, what you said. Start working on your story now.
I'm bleeding here, okay?
Don't worry. I rang the cops before I let you in. They'll be here soon and they could take you to the ER. I told you I hate law enforcement, guys. I can't believe I invited a bunch of them over. I better put some proper clothes on.
Van, are you okay?
In here?
No one move!
Officers, I'm so glad that you're here. He broke into my house and tried to attack me.
Sir, don't move.
Okay.
Sir!
I am reaching for a badge. I'm a federal agent, okay? Okay? Do you see that?
All right, review the files from cyber. Natives arrest us. They've been accessing pipeline maps. You got 8 months till the next convergence. Just follow the protocol and stick to the plan. You're going to be the knife that stabs Greenstorm in the heart.
Know when a plane changes on the ground, let's be honest. He was taking up a number 2 spot, Mike. And besides, now no one would believe I'm FBI. And what agent would beat up on a member of the group he's trying to infiltrate? Which is good, right? Look, I got an official reprimand, true, but I'm still in. Because they feel horrible about looking the other way about Ava and Peter. I was the only one who had the balls to deal with their dirty little secret. Yeah, I hear you. But remember, the long game's getting into Greenstorm. Oh, come on, you've never been close to flipping anyone near Greenstorm. No, wrong. I'd let myself get angry. Okay? Besides, there's good news that Karen's report failed to mention. Ava's moving in with me. Well, yeah, because we get to split the housework. It's got to look like a real relationship, right? I got this all under control. I promise.
So tell me about Karen.
Karen, this is not okay.
Sorry, honey. I was in town and I wanted to call in on you. I saw your van out, but I didn't realize you have company.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this outside.
No, I called first, but you know how I like surprises.
Well, that was odd. Did he tell you someone was coming?
David's never mentioned to Karen.
Well, you know what? Her timing was good, because I'm pretty sure David was about to tell us we're all terrible activists.
Yeah.
He hasn't been able to stop talking about the bridge since he came back from Convergence.
Yeah, things got pretty intense.
I'm so sorry, Karen. She's been stalking you on Facebook since I got here, and she's in town, I guess, for a conference or something. So nothing started. Is it okay if we just table this for another time? You know, talk later. Is that okay? Just just talk, okay?
Yes, of course. Leslie.
Sure. Sorry.
Thanks.
So tell me about Karen.
Leslie.
Sure. Sorry.
No, Leslie, no. Look, let's everybody just like take a deep breath, okay? We're all trying to accomplish the same thing here, and arguing is...
David.
Hi. Who's this?
I'm Karen. I'm a friend of David's. We used to date back in California, but that's ancient history now. You must be Ava.
You know who I am, but are you Alva's mom?
No, not the maternal type.
Who's Albert?
David.
Karen, this is not okay.
Sorry, honey. I was in town and I wanted to call in on you. I saw your van out, but I didn't realize you have company.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this outside.
No, I called first, but you know how I like surprises.
Well, that was odd.
Ava, you're about to say something?
No. I know you're friends with Eric. His heart is in the right place. He's just hot-headed.
Okay, but maybe Eric is onto something, though. I mean, the Nazis, right? So decent people have to stand up to them. What?
Does standing up involve throwing punches?
Yeah, maybe it does.
This is a law enforcement issue.
Okay, they have permits. The police are protected.
That's right. That's exactly why someone needs to step up and do what the police should do, right? Because I'm sorry, all due respect, John, you're not going to stop these guys with a Facebook campaign.
As a group, we abide by nonviolence.
That's fine. And all I'm saying is I'm interested in putting my privileged white male able body where it can do some work, right? Because I heard what it was like in Ann Arbor in the 60s, and you were there, John. Look, we have to oppose the rally. We have to oppose the rally.
David, we can't advocate for people putting themselves in harm's way.
Okay, fine. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to excuse myself.
It's fine, David. We'll talk another time.
Okay. Hey, you didn't have to leave.
That's okay, I wanted to.
I used to hang around Venice. Where'd you say you were?
At a hospital off Pacific. That was before I got a job. Yeah.
Not Samsung.
No. This place made Samsung look like a Four Seasons. This guy Harry ran it. His old pills out the back. And he disappeared, and after a while the cops shut it down. So I moved in with these friends of mine who I met at the boardwalk. They had this movie thing going, so I got involved. It became kind of a big deal. It's fun. We made these stupid beach horror films.
No way. Horror movies are my thing. Could you give me a background one?
Nah, it's behind me now. Besides, nobody watches horror anymore. Real life's too crazy. Is that? Oh, that's... I just got the high score.
Where did you learn to shoot like that?
Boy Scouts.
Really?
No. No, the firearms guy on the sets, on the movie sets, he would take us out to the desert, let us shoot his guns. So.
Right now, why don't we go over there? I have some people.
Yeah, go. Good way. On a boardwalk in Venice. And without meaning to, I became a producer at a video company making schlocky movies, but I made a decent earning. And last year, a good friend of mine died from an accident. And I decided that I was going to start taking things a little more seriously. I decided that I wanted to help make the world a better place. So I moved back here to Ann Arbor to reconnect with a younger, more pure version of myself and also get away from all the bad influences who had my number in California. I think to not be directly engaged in fighting for environmental causes today is a kind of moral cowardice. I mean, it's easy to forget that the rest of the world exists when you're in LA, but out here, you can reach out and you can touch it. I've only ever been in love once. It was with a girl I met when I was 18, but I was too young and naive to handle it properly. And I guess I still carry a torch for her, which makes me an incurable romantic or underdeveloped emotionally. I'm a loyal friend. I like girls with nice smiles. Nice smiles. Well, the psych profile says so. Yeah, like horoscopes never wrong. I am going to decorate an apartment. A movie producer. I had a nice boat. I did. No. These were all like straight to DVD knockoffs. You know, we get people to invest in them so they can meet the actresses, you know, do a walk-on, write it off on their taxes at the end of the year. We sold, essentially, a dream. Well, yeah, because there's only so much time you can spend in that world before you go crazy. You know? And a friend of mine died last year. It was an overdose. It was an accident. It was stupid. So, I just needed some perspective. And I don't want to become a cop. But my father... he stood for something. You know? Does that sound scuzzy? No? I'd like to be a real person. What about you? Your family? Was your mom like a singer or something? No? Oh, okay. I was thinking, you know, you, but older, kind of a grungy hippie look. I feel like I can trust you. Can I?
You tried to get away from a cop? Hmm. Mm. Yeah, I don't think you're quite cop material. No, no, you're not cop material. Yeah, you were a little bit vague about that. It's gotta be something. It's gotta be something scuzzy, otherwise you would have told me, right? Okay. Um, you're not a drug dealer. You haven't offered me drugs yet. So it's not that. I hope it's not something I disapprove of. Nothing in advertising. Okay. You're easy to talk to. Maybe you, like, sleep with rich old ladies in California for money. Yeah, gigolo. Yeah, that's the word. You made movies. Any that I would have seen? But you stopped. I'm so sorry. Yeah. No. I mean, it's interesting. Everyone I know was born here. We grew up dressing up as astronauts and rock stars, but we knew eventually we'd end up working at the American Axle. I dream of being a singer, but I work in a record store, and you came back here from LA. Will you seem real? No. No, my mom works at American Axle. My mom's the kind of hippie who shacks up with a retired accountant and moves to Florida. It's very counterculture. I better get some sleep.
Well, hopefully you work on more than a boat. Amy needs the right man to help her settle down.
Well, you are making my girl smile, so that's all that matters. You know she's going to be famous one day. Don't be bashful. You have a beautiful voice. Oh. Okay. Sweetheart, I love you so much. And it's so good to see you so happy. Yeah. I love you. Nice meeting you.
She says she wants to be a singer. She likes to think she's special. But she's just a kid from Detroit. Yeah. Snow White is in the cottage.
Oh, you come to Detroit and you rent a Beamer? That's like going to Germany and eating Jimmy Dean sausages. Oh, in Tennessee, I never saw cars like this. I was 22 before I knew foreigners made cars. Yes, ma'am, I'm a Southern boy. I'm Billy Ray, named after the Scoundrels. My mama thought it might have been my daddy. Oh, he's Southern, okay. All right. Is that cash or card, ma'am? Ma'am? Beg your pardon? Will MasterCard do? All right, that's rolling. That'd be just fine. I do? No. I never went to Mexico. I didn't mean to. Well, I don't know what to tell you, ma'am. You want to sign that? Yeah. He was good looking. Well, you have a nice day then. Ma'am? A tattoo? No. No, I don't have a tattoo. Uh-oh, here it comes. Hope nobody's looking. There, satisfied? Oh boy. Now, I got some shrapnel there. I took that in Vietnam. It's all down my right side. Meaning what? He was very much against killing. Sorry. Sorry, ma'am. What do you mean? Of course it is. They're like meant for each other. What? Come on, I'm trying. I'm doing an Australian, playing an American, putting on a Southern accent. There's a lot of layers here. Are you saying that you're recasting me? Wait till you hear from my agent. But you are attracted to me?